Have you ever noticed how some people always say they're fine, even when they clearly aren't? Maybe that person is you. Maybe you're the one everyone depends on, the one who keeps things together when everything around you feels like it's falling apart, the one who listens to everyone's problems, offers advice, shows up when others need help, but quietly handles your own struggles alone. And somewhere along the way, you started believing something without even realizing it. You started believing that you have to be strong all the time. Not just most of the time, all the time. You feel like if you stop holding everything together, something important might break. But here's the quiet truth many people never talk about. Feeling like you must always be strong usually doesn't come from strength. It comes from something much deeper, something most people learned long ago. Imagine a person walking through life carrying a heavy backpack. At first, it's light, just a few responsibilities, a few expectations. But over time, more things get added: family pressure, work stress, relationships, financial worries, the silent expectation to always be reliable. And then something else gets added too. The belief that you shouldn't burden anyone with your own struggles. So instead of taking things out of the backpack, you keep adding more. You become the calm one, the mature one, the dependable one. When others panic, you stay steady. When others cry, you comfort them. When others fall apart, you quietly hold everything together. People even start complimenting you for it. They say things like, "You're so strong. I don't know how you handle everything. You're the one who keeps everyone grounded." At first, those words feel good, but slowly, they become something else. They become a role you feel trapped inside. Because once people see you as the strong one, it feels like you're not allowed to fall apart anymore. Even when you're exhausted, even when you're overwhelmed, even when you wish someone would ask how you're really doing. Instead, you smile, you say you're okay, and you keep carrying the backpack. Psychologists often notice something interesting about people who feel this constant pressure to be strong. Many of them learn this pattern very early in life. Sometimes it happens in families where emotions weren't talked about openly. A child might learn that showing sadness, fear, or frustration leads to criticism, silence, or discomfort from others. So, the child adapts. They learn to hide difficult emotions. They learn to solve problems alone. They learn that being calm and capable earns approval. Over time, this becomes part of their identity. They stop seeing strength as something they have, and start seeing it as something they must perform. Another common reason comes from what psychologists call emotional responsibility. Some children grow up in environments where they feel responsible for keeping peace in the household. If parents argue, they try to stay quiet. If someone is upset, they try to fix it. If tension fills the room, they become the one who keeps things stable without realizing it. The brain connects love and safety with being the strong one. Years later, that same pattern shows up in adult life, in friendships, in romantic relationships, at work. You become the person who takes on extra responsibility. The person who supports everyone else. The person who rarely asks for help. Not because you're incapable of asking, but because somewhere deep down, it feels uncomfortable, almost unfamiliar. Your mind whispers something like, "If I stop being strong, who will hold everything together?" But the truth is, that belief often comes from survival strategies your mind learned years ago. Strategies that helped you get through difficult moments, but strategies that can become exhausting when carried forever. Here's something that many strong people slowly discover later in life. Real strength isn't the absence of vulnerability. It's the ability to allow yourself to be human. Strength doesn't mean holding everything in. It doesn't mean pretending you're okay when you're not. And it doesn't mean solving every problem alone. In fact, psychologists often say that the people who seem strongest on the outside sometimes carry the heaviest emotional weight inside, because they've been practicing self-reliance for so long that asking for support feels unnatural. But humans were never designed to carry life alone. We are social beings. Our brains literally calm down when we feel understood by someone else. When we talk about our struggles with someone we trust, stress hormones decrease, our nervous system relaxes. Our minds process emotions more clearly. In other words, sharing what you're going through isn't weakness, it's biology. It's how humans regulate stress and heal emotionally. Yet many people who are used to being the strong one struggle with this simple shift. They fear disappointing others. They fear appearing fragile, or they fear becoming a burden. But here's the gentle truth. The people who truly care about you don't expect you to be strong every second of every day. They expect you to be real. And sometimes the most courageous thing a strong person can do is quietly admit that they are tired, not broken, not failing, just human. If you've spent years being the strong one, the helper, the problem solver, the emotional anchor for everyone around you, there's something important to remember. Your strength was never the problem. Your willingness to care for others, stay calm during chaos, and show up when people needed you is something deeply valuable. But strength doesn't have to mean carrying everything alone. It doesn't have to mean hiding your own emotions. And it definitely doesn't mean you have to keep the backpack full forever. You are allowed to set it down sometimes. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to let someone else hold the weight for a moment, because being strong all the time isn't what makes someone resilient. What truly makes people resilient is something much softer. The ability to be honest about what they're feeling, the courage to let others see their real self, and the understanding that even the strongest people need support sometimes. So, if you often feel like you have to be strong all the time, maybe today can be a small reminder. You don't have to prove your strength by suffering silently. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply allow yourself to breathe and remember that you're human too.